Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an Old Farts News Network production of The Playoffs. We are here. It is Season 7. We are already underway with the playoffs, and I am so happy to be here to show you along the way. My name is Riff Raff. I have some incredibly talented casters with me tonight, and I'm very excited to introduce you to them in a little bit. But first, what is going on around the league? Tonight, we have already gone through a first-round playoff matchup. We've seen the Golden Goals with a bye, top of the bracket, as well as the Brakefast Club, number 2 in the bracket, both getting byes into this current second round that we'll be getting to in a moment. But Flock of Scarabs able to knock out Donkey Brewster in a very close 2-1, and an even closer 2-1 victory for Sexual Wheelin. I was told earlier by our producers that Sexual Wheelin had to win in overtime. We might be able to get to talk to one of those players in a little bit if we're lucky. So stick around for that. But exciting games already, and more excitement to come, as tonight we have 2 matchups to show you. The first of which is our number 2 seed Brakefast Club versus our number 3 seed Sexual Wheelin, which, by the way, just in case anybody's wondering, the predictions are not up in Twitch right now because it's literally not letting me put the word sexual in the predictions. So I'm going to have to look at that in a minute. But we have Brakefast Club versus Sexual Wheelin, and it's going to be a tight one. Both have a 17-3 record. So we will discuss that with our casters momentarily. Later on in the stream, we have the Golden Goals, again, at first seed versus the Flock of Scarabs, 4th seed. They're going to be, that's an 18-12 record for the Golden Goals versus a 17-13 for Flock of Scarabs. I'm as excited as I hope everyone else is to get going, but there's more to tell you about first. Because it's the playoffs, we have 2 giveaways tonight. The first of which is going to be Labyrinth. Type in hashtag BMSkin space your Discord name, and please include the hashtag and numbers of your Discord ID. It gets you 1 entry. Anyone who's viewing here, but you must be a member of the Discord. So join the Discord now if you are not already. Someone throw a link in chat. I know many of you know how. And get your entries in for the Labyrinth Black Market Skin giveaway brought to you by Devil's Ghost. There will be a second giveaway during the second matchup, so don't go away if you want to have another chance to win something. And I forgot to mention, even as I'm going through this, I forgot to mention that if you are a Twitch subscriber, you get 2 entries. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, get your extra entries in. I can't even speak anymore. Get your extra entries in for the Labyrinth and mystery giveaway coming in later as well. But let's get to our casters for the evening. I would love to introduce, you know her very well from many of the streams we've had so far, Rainwater1212. Rainy, thanks for being here.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Hello. And a blast from the past, rejoining the casting booth, longtime and original OG member of the casting team, Bitpost. Welcome, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me. There have been some rumors about a sandwich upstairs, a tomato sandwich. I don't know who took it. People have been blaming me. I had nothing to do with it.
All right,
just want to put that out there.
You have it on record. He did not take the sandwich.
I wouldn't do that.
No, he would definitely not.
No.
So Rainy, but Bitpost, I want to get right into this because we have an exciting matchup coming up here. 2, by the way, exciting matchups. But first, I was looking over some stats recently, and the Brakefast Club, who, again, are number 2 seed right now, so they're definitely top of their division, they're only at the middle or the bottom of all of the stat categories during the full season. So if anyone's looking at the stat sheets from the season, remember you can see that on the Discord server in the league chat section. They have Panda Bear 9th in shots, Falcor in the middle of the pack. Bitpost, what's your thought about the fact that a team here so low on the stat card is actually getting a bye through the first round?
I haven't seen them play, so I haven't analyzed the actual games that you're talking about that got them to the place where they are today. But when I see something like that, where the numbers aren't really backing up the win ratio that you're talking about for a team, usually what we're talking about is it comes down to challenges. A team that challenges early and puts on consistent challenges, those don't rack up the scoreboard uh, in terms of individual player points, in terms of goals, saves, things like that. But what they do is they win games. So I mean, that's what I'm going to be having my eye on the field today. I want to see those challenges. I want to see those early challenges, and I want to see those consistent challenges. And I think that's what we're going to see. Would be my guess based on the stats that you're talking about.
Okay. And Rainey, their opponents, I'm asking you about Sexual Wheelin on purpose because I believe you were just in that match. Can you tell us about what happened?
I was. So initially, shots out of the gate, we lost the first game and we were kind of getting stomped in the first game. We had some things to kind of change because they had one player in particular that was just really overcoming and overtaking. And we were having some issues on how to handle that, whether we should take one of ourselves and remove us from the play to just demo him and erase him, or to try and play around it and better what that skill was. We went into game 2 and we were able to combat it and kind of figure out what kind of play style we need to go away with. And also another factor that kind of went into it, they had a substitute player, one of our own production members in Wheelin, and since he was kind of a new person mixed into the play, like I've said in the past with some of these games before, a substitution could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. And for their team, they played with a new substitute very well for not playing with this person not very much. And I think we were able to throw them in game 3. We tied it up. And I was so ecstatic and so happy. We were about to go into overtime. We were tied 2-2. We kept the ball up, and I was able to get the winning shot for game 3 and move our team forward. If any contribution, I'm not the best contributor for our team. I am the lowest tier, but I was happy to at least put a little bit of help for that because they have carried and done a lot for the season. So they're definitely a mixed bag of players, and they have a lot of different skill sets. So it's going to be an interesting feat to see them go up against some of these other teams tonight.
Okay. Well, I do want to ask you specifically, again, looking at the stat cards for the evening, Sexual Wheelin is number 1 in 6 out of 10 categories on stats.
Yes, we are.
Average score, average goals, average assists, total score, total goals, and total assists. A very offensive powerhouse of a team. And I see that 2 of your players, Sal and Chris, are on top of half of most of the stat lines on the individual side. So, Rainey, is this going to be a who can score more goals kind of matchup? Or is this going to be something more interesting because Brakefast Club is that enigma on the sheet?
I think it's not going to be a very high scoring game, if anything, because I don't want to place that caster's curse on my team. But what I do have to say with some of the players on my team, Sal, he is a GC player. He is not like a mechanically gifted GC. He is very positionally and very high game sense and can mend really well with other people's skill sets. And it makes it good that way you don't have a GC flying through the field, not really passing or playing, and he mends really well with the rest of us. Chris is a really good middle ground and has those mechanics, and also has that really good defensive style as well, positionally and for 50ing, and is able to really pair up really well with Sal with some passing plays, and also whether they're falling offensive or defensive. As long as one's in the front, one's kind of hanging back, and 2 of them aren't too front and too close up, usually it plays pretty decently for us.
Excellent. Well, I'm not going to ask who you're predicting for tonight's matchup because I think that one's a little obvious, but Bitpost, who is your pick of the 2 tonight? Again, I know you haven't seen Brakefast Club play as much, and we also have a little bit of favoritism going on the production team, but who are you looking to see top in this quarterfinal? No, is it semifinal? I can't get my info right. It's semifinals of the Friday division.
Well, no, I get that Rainey is part of that Sexual Wheelin team, And rainy, what's not to like, right? I mean, some people say, it's like monsoon rainy, I believe is the nickname that I just made up and I'm pretending is a thing. But last time I checked, we're in the middle of a heat wave. Like there isn't a monsoon coming. So I got to go, it's a banner year at the Bender household, got a pack of cigarettes for Christmas. Breakfast Club is my pick to be carrying this.
Okay, well, we will let you guys take it from here, as I think you can get down to the field. And Bitpost, Rainey, thank you for joining me in the studio for a moment, but the call is yours.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we are going to be going down to the field here now in just a moment and seeing our teams and our players battle it out finally. And I'm excited, I'm nervous, I'm shaking in my boots a little bit in my Texas boots, and I'm hoping that my team is going to take this one, because I don't want Bitpost to be right, especially on his first stream back with us.
Well, I'm pretty excited. I believe we're going down to Forbidden Temple is where we're at.
We are. Players are loading onto the field. And take it away, Mr. Bit. I'm sure we're all loving and waiting to hear from you.
Folks, welcome to Forbidden Temple. Kickoff now. Cristobal kicks it off to the side. Neutral kickoff out in the middle. Falcor going to go past that one. Motive Bowl up on the wall. Looking to bring that one down. Gets met by Cristobal, sending it back around. Shot out into the middle, met by Succulent. Notching that one down. Verbose is there on the ball, but no. Leaving it for whip is Motive. Falcor taking it over. Met. I'm seeing a lot of back and forth. I'm seeing a lot of time spent in the midfield here. And Rainey, is this nerves? I'm seeing a lot of missed shots, not missed shots. I'm seeing a lot of missed touches on the ball. What's going on with these two teams?
Well, right now I think they're trying to find their balance. Anytime that we've gone into any of these league matches, there's only two things that can really come out from it. Either just absolute bullets coming out of the barrel and automatic 1 or 2 goals within the first minute, or it's kind of a stalemate the first half. And right now, I think both teams are kind of feeling each other out just a little bit. We haven't played Brakefast Club in a minute or so they're kind of going to be getting their feel for him once again and seeing what their playstyle here is. But our player Verbose, he just got back from work not too long ago, probably didn't have the most time to warm up, so I think he's kind of evaluating what he can and cannot do in this given time.
Seeing Breakfast Club getting into a little bit of trouble on the boost game. Pressure starting to ramp up from Sexual. Clear now. Falcor in the corner, getting a bump on Verbose. A little bit of scraped paint there. Blight trying to send this one wide to Falcor. A pass out to mid. No one is there. Succulent on the return rotation, leaving this ball, leaving that pressure as an opportunity for Breakfast. Verbose now with an approach. 2 players there. And sending Verbose Rhetoric about 6 feet under. Verbose now trying to run it up the side. Light going to fold back, leave that one for Falcore. Sending that one out mid. Another midfield pass coming in from Falcore. Met by Sal. He gets a second touch on it, still running it up the side. Blight is there. Looking for that block, looking to slow it down a little bit. Some more bumps coming in from these players. Approaching the halftime here in the game. We are still scoreless, Rain.
Yeah, that was a good little back pass there to Motive Bull, but it looks like he wasn't able to get there completely, though. Blight coming back from the dead, able to get that touch on that shot, but Verbose was trying to come in for that, came up a little bit short, unfortunately, though. But Sal, he's going to have to try and get out of this situation here, luckily with a whiff from Blight, and is able to slowly start moving into Breakfast territory. Falcor, though, going to get a touch off the wall to Motive. Chris to intercept and Blight to run away with it.
I like Verbose's use of elevation. Breakfast is doing those challenges. Mostly it's Falcor getting up there, getting in their face early, making Sexual have to make some sort of a decision and a choice. So Verbose to start converting some of those shots up, and this looks like a nice wide open goal. Looks like Brakefast able to capitalize. Sexual just caught out a little bit overextended, Rain.
Yeah, we kind of got hurt on that one sometimes when you're just trying to be overly aggressive, too pushed up and too forward. All it takes is a long shot just to clear out the field and restart the game. And that was kind of one for us there. Verbose looked like he was a little bit pushed up too far forward and facing the wrong way in that situation. But we're going to see if Sal can make it back here. Gets the good touch. Blight trying to get a flick in from behind, gets it away, but gives it back to Sal, and once again, a great save by Blight there coming into the rescue.
Touche! That was dirty. So demo in the corner, leaving an opening. Falcor able to get that demo, but overextended. Motive not able to get there in time. Verbose notching that one in the top corner, 1-1, with just 76 seconds left in regulation play.
So, Tripman, as a going away gift from us to you, Chris is going to score again, or Chris is going to score a second goal for us, but he is going to say, what was it, just sexual over and over again, and he's going to make it your ringtone. That is our gift to you, going away gift from us to you, Mr. Tripman.
That is fantastic. What a delightful community of deviants we have here. Succulent up off the wall, gets a second touch, try to get up and around. Falcor is there, bringing it up into the corner. Just under a minute left, and Brakefast needs a second goal. They need to bring this at least even if they hope to get into overtime and take this game 1, Rain.
Yep, they do, and I hope they don't, just for my team's sake. We've been doing really good, and we're able to make up some ground here, but Blight looks like he's going to try and ruin those plans. Gets a pass over to Motive, and Verbose went to clear, but just air over the tires, wasn't able to get a good touch on there. Motive, though, trying to make another press forward on this. Intercepted by Chris, it's going in! My goodness! That's what I'm talking about.
Nice, clean shot, able to read that ball, read the bounce up. Cristobal gets that power shot up, just veers to the left under the top bar. Nice, clean shot over everybody on the field. Excellent awareness of when to go and when to push. 17 seconds left, and it is going to be really, really tough for Brakefast Club to pull out an overtime.
Yeah, I think the doors are shut on this one, and one for the road. Can't never have too many goals, especially when goal differential plays in, because I don't know if you saw some of the statistics bit, but our division, we had a 3-way tie for a win-loss, and we were only separated out by a goal differential, and that put us into the third place standing for us to have to play into the wild cards the game before this. And so every goal counts, even though if you are absolutely dominating this game, it doesn't mean you will the next one or the next series. So don't play around, take as many as you can, for sure. But congratulations, team. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, GG, well played. Good games to Sexual here in game 1. I do want to talk a little bit about Brakefast Club. I want to talk a little bit about the scoreboard, specifically Motive Bowl. It doesn't show in the stats. It doesn't show in that scoreboard, but Motive Bowl, every opportunity was over there and getting in the face of Sexual, trying to disrupt their rotations, trying to disrupt both offense and specifically when they were on defense, Motive was in there getting in their face. There was not quite enough accuracy to get the impact from that, but I am interested to see that get tightened up here in game 2 and to see Brakefast Club come back.
Yeah, I mean, best way I could say as far as personal play with Motive Bull is if we were cell phone towers, he is the jammer, and he is able to really put a kink in some things in some plays. And he kind of knows where to go to disrupt that play without taking himself out of his own team's play immediately, at least.
Yeah.
And he's not always the best 100% shot, but I'm not either, and neither is the rest of us. And he knows what he's good at, and their team use his skills to the best of their abilities. But we are going into the field now. Game number 2, best of 5 series into this next kickoff. And maybe, just maybe, Brakefast Club has changed a little bit. Maybe had a little bit of time to discuss what needs to change and happen going forward from now.
And there needs to be changes. Brakefast Club needs to get some momentum back, and that is not the way to do it. Succulent Sal able to pick up an easy shot here, just 8 seconds into game 2.
Yeah, like I said when we were kind of talking before the games even started, Sal, he is by no means the most mechanical player in the league, but he has the most game sense, and he knows when opportunity strikes and he goes for it. And he definitely has some really good placement and game sense when he's applying that to playing with any style and any rank of team members going back and forth there. But going back in with it, Blight causing some confusion there in our corner, and Motiveful pressing forward with the confusion and trying to disrupt some plays once again. Verbose, though, taking him out of the equation and just killing him off right there center field. Falcor a little bit awkward in the corner, and the demos continue back and forth, Blight. Thank you for that. And we're just handing it back and forth to us now, just throwing the ball just like you do with your dad, just out in the front yard, just with the baseball, just learn how to pitch.
I do like seeing the demos. Specifically, I like seeing the demos that are coming in from Verbose. That one earlier seemed pretty retaliatory, and I like a good story. I like a little bit of salt. I like this approach coming in from Chris. Not able to fully cement that deal, but looking like a pretty credible shot on net.
Chris definitely, he was there, but just a little too forward, just a hair too much excitement.
Oh,
but Verbose was there just like he was, but wasn't able to catch enough of the ball there. Motive was able to get a good pop up there to Falcor and got a perfect read, rolling off too much momentum for Verbose to get a good catch on that, unfortunately.
Oh, just that little touch from Falcor there, just that tiny little movement of the ball. Able to get that goal. Oh man, love to see it. Nice catch from Falcor, getting this one out of their end. Low on Beans, picks up the corner. Block coming in from Blight. Ooh, that is really loose, and a loose ball means Chris is going to charge right in full steam ahead. 2-1 now, Sexual in the lead.
Yeah, Verbose was able to get a good touch and get it away from two of the members trying to save it, and Chris just came. He saw a goal and he saw a net and a ball, and it needed to go in there. So he did what he had to do and crunched forward and put him one ahead and got us back up in the standings.
Succulent now, trying to bring this one into the corner. Blight now, up off the side. Blight gets killed by Succulent, sending it up off the top left corner. Verbose trying to keep that ball into play, sends it back up and around. Motive is there, looking for that clear, gets a credible 50. Falcor is there, sends it up and wide. Verbose back, getting that save. Falcor is there, keeping the pressure on. Blight approaching halftime, and Brakefast Club really wanting to equalize this score. Falling back on their end defensive. Yeah, Rainey?
Yeah, no, they're trying to, and what do you think needs to happen as far as I see? It seems like some things have changed from Brakefast Club as far as their play style goes, but it seems like Sexual Wheelin has been able to combat that pretty easily, and almost sneaking another one in there, but it looks like it managed to find its way home, and Sal just kept pressing forward.
Oh, this looked like a little bit of a mess here. Succulent able to keep his head in the game enough to get that up and over Falcor. Not the cleanest of goal, but that does give them that 2-goal lead over Brakefast Club. It's got to be a little bit of comfort and some confidence for them going into the bottom half of this game.
Yeah, it's good to have some insurance, and I wish that was a sponsor, but it's good to have a little bit of insurance, a little bit of a gap there, and kind of it does. It puts you in a good mindset and a good position when you're playing that you're not super stressed. But a demo in the net and one in there. Yep.
Oh, Falcor looking dirtier than a 6-month-old sponge that fell in the dog bowl that somebody then used to clean the toilet. I mean, he just goes in there, wipes them out, leading to that goal. That was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, that was a play, and maybe they heard us. That was definitely a change in some style, and the demos were coming back, and they were being placed, and what a pass up to Verbose, but got it just off the backboard, but Chris able to keep it in play just a little bit longer, but now kind of dead center field. Motive needs to try and push this out to Falcor, but another bump and a scuff right into our Sexual Wheelin side of the field. Chris able to get mid-boost, pops it over Falcor, and Blight kills him just because he got scored on, unfortunately.
You know, and the last 30 seconds or so has seen Brakefast Club really start to spread out and cover more of the field and stop some of those double commits, some of those triple commits that were happening. But right there, Sexual able to just do a little bit of circle spinning around them, brings them back closer together, they're overextended, and boom, there is an opening, and they're going to punish that every single time. Bumps coming in, nice demo. Go ahead, Rainey.
Oh, I'm so sorry. No, I was 100% agreeing with you on that, because the more surface area and the more you're able to spread out and have a bigger field of view to be able to not be so overlapping, you're going to have more options to do some passing plays or even solo plays. My goodness, a pinch off the post.
Yeah, and I want to see more of that field, that distance between the cars. I know Brakefast Club can do it. I saw little glimmers of it. I want to see more of that. I think that's going to be their key to getting through Sexual Wheeling's defense, and more specifically, breaking up some of their offense and getting that ball more accessible and more available to their other players.
Yeah, I think Blight is just trying to break up the defense just by breaking up our players' cars, because there's demos happening right in front of our nets here while they're trying to get out and get some more room between us, but 5 seconds going back in. Falcor tries to go in for a flick, saved by Sal. Blight gonna bring it back down. Sexual Wheelin taking another game. Congratulations, guys.
Fantastic game too. I'm interested in looking at that scoreline. Sexual able to put 2 players above the 400, one real close, Verbose almost coming in there. What is that? Holy smokes, we're talking about 13, what is that, 18 shots on net? Is my math correct? That's amazing.
That
Compared to
is
7
18.
coming in from Brakefast Club. Motive Bowl still doing that disruptive, still doing that, getting in the face of Sexual Wheeling, but not having a lot of goals and, really good looks at the net to come home, to bring home with all of that disruption that they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see as far as even the score goes on Sexual Wheelin', it's pretty evenly dispersed from the bottom to the top. Only 100 points roughly differentiating the MVP from Verbose Rhetoric. And you kind of look at Brakefast Club, you can see their strong defensive player and also offense up there with 692 and 403, and Motive having a gap of almost 400 points from their second place team, or their second place member on there. So any kind of final thoughts and predictions? I'm of course going with Sexual Wheelin' here.
Yeah.
And that's going to be my team, and we're going into game 3 and hopefully we're going to take it.
So what I've seen from Sexual this entire time is they're not seducing Brakefast Club. They're not putting on the charm to get to the net. They're more like the orcs in Lord of the Ring with Grond. I mean, they do a siege, right? They start in the midfield, and there's a lot of scramble in the midfield in the early part of the game, and then they just slowly advance, and they bring that siege all the way to Brakefast Club's end, to where they're either boost starving them or there's those bumps and scuffs that happen. And I think that we're going to see that again. They're going to bring out Grond, and they're just going to smash in that door. They're taking Helm's Deep, baby.
Yeah, we could be very easily persuaded. Money, bribes, those are all taken. But when it comes to winning tournaments and winning games, nothing is more valuable to us than that W at the very end. And I don't think they see anything but a winner's trophy up there at the end of the tunnel. And we're going to go into game 3 here, and hopefully I didn't screw them and give them a caster's curse.
final prediction, this is going to be the game that Motive Bowl pops off. We've seen a lot of that disruption, that sort of distraction gameplay, but I'm calling it now. Motive is popping off this game.
Alrighty, well, you heard it from Mr. Bit himself. Motive is about to turn on the SSL, turn on the monitor, and start laying into him with some shots on goal here. But Sal gonna try and take one away and keeps pushing forward and gets another one out center field though. But Brakefast Club, they're laying on the pressure really strong here and putting Sexual Wheelin into a really tough position.
Like the energy from Motive, taking that straight up the sidewall. I think Brakefast Club is moving faster right now. They're more aggressive, and it makes sense. This is game number 3. They do not want to be shut out. They need something to take home. They need a win here, even if we're talking about not getting to the finals. And this is semifinals, right, Randy?
This is semifinals.
Semifinals. So even if this means they're not going to finals, they do not want to go home empty-handed. And they are putting everything in the tank on making an impact here in game number 3.
Yeah, an impact statement needs to be made, and Verbose makes it, and putting the first goal on for game 3. Sal was able to follow it up the corner, kind of faked as if he was going to go up there and put Blight in a little bit of an awkward situation, unsure of who was going to attack on that. So Sexual Wheelin up there with 1. Game 3, a minute and a half down the drain. Falcor gonna go in and win the 50 here. Needs to get a good bop over here to pass it out center field, but wasn't able to get a good touch there. Verbose gonna keep pressing forward, knocks it off Falcor, and putting Motive kind of in an awkward situation there in the corner.
Yeah, it's awkward, but there's creativity coming out from Brakefast. They are playing a little bit more reckless and a little bit more careless. They're doing things that are less predictable. And, so far that's not paying off, right? That last goal, Motive was doing a really excellent attempt in an out save and just a little bit off. A few pixels the other direction and he would have had that. And I think this recklessness, this creativity might pay dividends, but not like that. Verbose going to get the second goal of this game. Looking to cruise up on that hat trick. Nice pinch off from Succulent. Wide open net. Verbose just having the time of his life, sailing through the air on that one.
Yeah, I saw Falcor. He was trying to bump out one of the other members on Sexual Wheelin, and all it took was a clear. And that, again, kind of can hurt you when you go for those really aggressive, outlandish plays and have all of your members pushed up forward. It makes things for an open net here. Verbose able to catch up, though, and make up some time for us. What a save indeed. Motive going to go in for the shot, but Sal there to stay away from it. A little bit of back and forth here, though, in the corner, coming in from both sides of the teams and colors. Motive getting a pop right up in front of Sexual Wheelin's net, but taken back, and Verbose getting a good clear, relieving some of that pressure they need.
Can we get a ref to check how much the ball is inflated? Some of these touches that Motive is getting, that Falcor is getting, I swear that they're missing some of their punch, and I think somebody has deflated the ball a little bit. Is it too late to call for the ref?
I think it's too late and too soon, and the balls were checked prior to the game, and I'm not questioning anything from it. I see no issues.
Well, you're biased, and I am an unbiased third party here. I have no horse in the game except that I want Brakefast Club to win very, very badly. But other than that, I'm totally neutral. Ooh, gorgeous pluck
Totally
from midair. Just a little bit wide off the side. Falcor trying to put one on net. 1:20 left in this game. Brakefast Club still scoreless in game 3. Something they do not want to have. Shot coming in from Verbose, sent aside into the corner. Sexual still trying to put on the pressure and get goal number 3. Really wanting to make a statement in this final game as they head towards the finals, that they are the team that deserves the championship this season.
Yeah, it seems like Sexual Wheelin, they're not trying to make anything super aggressive plays, and they're just trying to play smart defensively at the time, just try and keep possession of the ball, make good clears, because they already have 2 goals up, and now with 40 seconds left on the clock, they don't need to do anything extreme or rash to try and make it through the rest of this match. They're already there, and they already know what they need to do, and it's already been done. So they just need to think smart and know where they need to be positionally and how to get those really good 50s and clears.
Well, I think I understand Rocket League pretty well. All Brakefast Club needs is one goal that's so powerful it counts as 4 points. And if they get that in the next 12 seconds, then I would say that they win this game. But if that doesn't happen, then yeah, it looks like Sexual is going on to the finals. And Brakefast Club, clearly one hell of a season. But this might be the end of the road for that team. Clock about to hit 0, and Rainey, call it.
Sexual Wheelin, I am so proud of you boys. Thank you so much. Y'all did so good, and congratulations. 3-0 shutout. We're not going to game 4 or 5 in this series. We are just moving on to the winner's table.
That was about as clear and direct of a win as I think could be called for, especially in this last game, 2-0. Looking at the scoreboard, Verbose taking the top here for Sexual. Verbose getting what I would say, that first goal, I wouldn't give that to Verbose. I don't think that he scored that goal. The scoreboard says he did, but I think Brakefast Club just missed that save. And so, missed it by that much. Motive had a fantastic game, and Brakefast Club, GG's. Super happy to see all of you play today.
No, they put up a good fight, and their play styles definitely kind of ran us through a tunnel there. But Verbose definitely came in on top of his game today and was able to make a feat for us and came out as MVP on top of the leaderboard for us on game 3. So we're so proud of him. He hasn't even been with us this whole league and series. He joined us just a few weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And he's been a great member of our team and has really adapted well with everyone and gotten along really well. So we're happy to have him and happy to see us.
Well, welcome back to the studio, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations to Sexual Wheelin overcoming the number 2 seed Brakefast Club in a best-of-5 sweep for the ages. Quite a matchup. You've heard a lot of the analysis so far already from our casting team. Rainey, how you feeling right now?
I'm so emotional right now. I'm just so proud of them.
Well, they certainly played a wonderful game. Definitely extremely biased is the Rainwater caster tonight, but good for you guys. Good luck in the finals of conference play. But we're not done yet. We have more to come. So let's go over a couple things real fast. Number one, we have another matchup coming up later in the stream. This is the second semifinal of the Friday night division. That's going to be the number 1 seed, Golden Goals, versus the number 4 seed, Flock of Scarabs. And boy, oh boy, this is going to be another interesting one. We will talk about that shortly. In the meantime, I want to remind everybody in Twitchland that the giveaway of the Labyrinth Black Market skin is still active. We're actually going to close this in a minute, so get your last minute submissions in. Reminder on the rules, type hashtag BMSkin space your Discord handle. That's your name, hashtag, and the numbers following your name in Discord. You must be a Discord member of the Rocket League Old Farts community in order to participate. If you are, and you type that stuff in, you will get a submission into the entry here. Then you will also get a second entry if you are a Twitch subscriber. So use your Amazon Prime subscription or subscribe the old-fashioned way. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have your support. Speaking of support, there are some other ways that you can help out the server if you are so interested. We have events like this going on all of the time, including giveaways. Again, thank you to Devil's Ghost for supplying the giveaway skins and decals and goal explosions, etc. If you want to get involved in our production team, please message me on Discord at Riffraff, and we can talk about how to get you on air or behind the scenes, whatever your preference is. Additionally, we have a Patreon. So type, if we can get an exclamation point Patreon in the chat real quick, that shows you the info to our Patreon membership where you can support other events like this and believe me, we got plenty coming up. So we will announce the giveaway winner right after the ad break. So don't go away. You're not going to want to miss it, and you're not going to want to miss these messages either.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Beatico Creek, Louisiana, and Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Beatico Creek means bass.
You take drugs, Danny?
Every day.
Good.
Old Milwaukee. And Old Milwaukee Light. Taste as great as there.
Let me tell you, it doesn't get any better than this.
Just a harmless squirrel, not a plastic explosive or anything, nothing to be worried about.
Hey, you want to make $14 the hard way?
The taste is positively Pepsi and it's caffeine free. Positively Pepsi free.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is the Old Farts News Network info stream between the matches. We are live at the studio bringing you round 2 of the playoffs. These are the semifinals of the Friday night division. If you're just joining us, you've missed a lot. There was a 3-0 sweep, Sexual Wheelin over the Brakefast Club. Quite an exciting turnout for that one. We are getting ready for our second matchup of the night to see who will play Sexual Wheelin in the finals of the Friday conference. So we are looking forward to the game of the Golden Goals versus the Flock of Scarabs. That's the first-seeded Golden Goals versus the fourth-seeded Flock of Scarabs. But first, we have to give away a black market skin. So, without further ado, drum roll in the chat, please. Congratulations to Valen. Valen, you are the winner of the Black Market Skin Labyrinth. Make sure to DM me on Discord to claim your prize. Congratulations to Valen. I'm also, you know what? I'm going to jump ahead. We're going to announce the next Black Market Skin. So, oh my God, there's 2. We have a second black market to give away tonight, and this is going to be done at the end of the stream. So if you didn't win this one, obviously everyone but Valen, please feel free to jump into this one as well. These giveaways are being provided again by Devil's Ghost. A community member was very kind enough to throw up a bunch of these giveaways for every league stream we've been having, and we are doubling it up on the playoffs. So we have two skins for you tonight. We just gave away Labyrinth. Now we are giving away Magma. So jump into the chat and again, type in hashtag BMSkin space your Discord username, hashtag the code after that name. Again, if you're just joining us, you must be a Discord member to do this. If you are not a Discord member, you will not win. Join the Discord, ! Discord in the chat to get the link, as well as anyone who did not win the Labyrinth from earlier can rejoin the giveaway now to be entered into the second giveaway for the evening. That is the Magma skin. If you are a Twitch subscriber, you will get 2 entries automatically. So make sure you are subscribed before submitting. Now that that is out of the way, it is time to talk about the next matchup, and I want to bring our casting team back into the studio to do so. Bitpost, Rainey, this is going to be a very interesting matchup. I've been looking over the details here, and I have some notes I want to go over. The Golden Goals, they are showing very high stats for shots, but very low stats for saves. So this is an offensive glass cannon coming out of the gate. And the Flock of Scarabs is actually a defensive team. So they're showing nothing too flashy. Their stat lines are not very impressive, but they are definitely holding it down on the back end. So I have 2 questions for you. The first one I'm going to pose to Bitpost. Number 1, do you think, and this is actually more based on the previous matchup that we saw, do you think that the momentum of winning their previous round matchup is going to propel the Flock of Scarabs past the number 1 seeded Golden Goals? Or are the Golden Goals going to be able to retain that high-powered shot ratio to come away with the win?
I think, and this is getting into speculation, right? This is almost controversial, or maybe even sort of conspiracy theory territory here. I think that between these two teams, whichever one puts more of the ball in the other team's net than the other team is going to be the ones to walk away the winner.
Fascinating.
And I feel pretty strongly about that.
You know what? That's a very bold prediction. I'm worried that you're going out on a limb here, but I'm going to respect it.
I will stake my pathetic reputation on that.
You know what? Okay, Bitpost's pathetic reputation is on the line.
Yes, it is.
Saying that the team with the more goals scored is going to win. Oh, Lord help him if he's wrong. Rainey, I want to go to you now. Obviously, you've seen these teams play this season. Are the Golden Goals, with that offense, going to be able to overcome, just continue to pressure and pressure and pressure? Are we going to see all of the gameplay in the back half of the Flock of Scarabs field, or is this going to be back and forth, and who knows what's going to happen?
If it were me in that kind of position, and if I had a choice whether to go up against a strong defensive or a very strong offensive team, I would 100% always choose that offensive team. And the reason behind that is because there's always going to be a lot of spots that are open for opportunity when you're a super aggressive and offensive team. And you can combat that typically pretty easily sometimes. But when you have a team that's just absolute Fort Knox and can't get it, you just can't get anything to go through them. They're just a brick wall. It gets frustrating, and it can wear on you over the game and over a series on what you need to do better, and you start questioning yourself sometimes. And so with one being a super aggressive and one more of a little bit passive side, I could definitely see that it's going to be maybe a little ping-ponging, a little bit of back and forth. But if that defensive team, they only have to make a couple handful of plays to get out there, score something, and then go back to Fort Knox, they're going to be able to settle themselves really well. So
that's an interesting point. Yeah, we're going to have to see if they can transition out of their defensive plays into a counterattack and bring home that win through that method. I do want to ask, Rainey, are you going to go against the wild, outlandish predictions of Bitpost and say that the team who scores less goals will actually win? We know that's the truth, but are you going to say it on camera?
Absolutely.
You heard it here, folks. Bitpost, Rainey, the call is yours. Take us the rest of the way home through this match.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we are now on the field once again, touching grass. I know it's something we don't really do a lot here on our computers, and seeing any daylight, that's kind of gross for us. But I don't know, man. It's going to be a very hard pushing and defensive side, as I had said before. And I really think it's going to be anyone's game here, but just seeing some of the players pop on the field here, Naz and Flacco are going to be some strong feats to kind of see here. And Naz can definitely be a good part of putting some of those plays on the field and making things happen. And Flacco is definitely a good ones player in a way that he can take it for himself. And like I said, taking one for himself and for his team, Flock of Scarabs, Party Turtle was able to pitch one out there center field. A good save by Golden Goals, but not enough for Flacco to get his hands on it there.
So close. Nazhol just missing that by just a couple pixels. And that might be the answer to my question going into this match, Rainey, which is, are we going to see a defensive siege with both teams hunkered down, not making, a game of mistakes? Or are we going to see a race where both teams are trying to figure out who can get the most goals in the net within 5 minutes? And those are two very different games, like race versus siege. And so far, I'm thinking that we're going for the race condition.
I think I'm going going to go a different direction, and just by having some experience with some of these teams, it's a lot more sometimes quantity over quality, but also vice versa. Naz is definitely one for more quality and likes to get those plays in there and make sure that they're going to have the best chance of being able to score. While the other team, they could definitely be more of a quantity type of team and try and get as many as possible, get that insurance in that gap, and then feel a little bit more comfortable, but they do change their play style once they get there and can be combated very quickly. So it just depends on who's the stronger arm on this one and who's going to be able to take them down.
I don't know about the stronger arm, but that shot by Nazhole with the twirlies that were on that car going in, of the golden goals, I'm gonna say that he's Blanche. I mean, he's that sexy golden goal. I don't know if you watched the show much, but I mean, Blanche was the clear sex appeal on that show, and frankly, she knew it, and I think Nazhole knows exactly what he brings to this team.
Well, I'm more of a Betty White fan, God rest her beautiful soul, and I think Naz definitely can personify her very well and can definitely carry his team to the next winner stage at least, but it is a little bit back and forth here. We are in an equal siding right now, but Flacco is trying to keep that pressure forward. He gets a catch on the wall, doesn't get the ground pinch though, is interrupted by Chris. Party Turtle's gonna have to try and go in here for a 50, back into the corner. Fallen leaving the net to try and defend, and kind of leaving them a little bit in an awkward situation, but Flacco once again able to try and get it clear, but wasn't able to get the second touch and get that flip reset.
You know, looking at the two different teams on the field, I'm seeing from Flock of Scarabs just a tremendous amount of confidence and comfort on the pitch. I'm seeing a lot of energy, a lot of boost expended by the golden goals, but Flock of Scarabs just looking really, really comfortable with where they are on the field, with where their teammates are, and it's like they're not even sweating yet.
Yeah, we might not be able to see them sweating, but you never know what's happening in their private VC during these games. They could be absolutely wetting the bed just trying to get a play on here, and they could be cool as a cucumber. You just never know, but it usually does show in their gameplay after a while once it gets a little too far gone. But they're both looking pretty level-headed right now and getting good plays. Chris able to get the dunk, bringing it down to Naz, but Party Turtle able to get a clear out there. Naz trying to remove some defenders from the net, but Flacco trying to he saw that opening in that gap in the Golden Goals defensive and was able to try and get a good shot on net, but just barely missed.
Yeah, and I love the way Flock of Scarabs is using that flock part of their name. I mean, they are in the air quite a bit more. They're really taking advantage of bringing in air support and air power. Flacco with a back pass from right in front of the net over to Party. Not able to get enough effort on it. Shot off from Fallen. Another shot on net. Naz able to save that one. This is looking a little bit desperate and a little bit scattered for the Golden Goals. Shots just keep coming in from Flock of Scarabs as they start to turn up the heat.
It's starting to kind of lock in now, kind of that offensive, strong defensive team and style plays. It's starting to go back to comfortability instead of changing and seeing if they could get a little bit of a mix-up on the other team on their play style here, but the Golden Goals, they're going to try and press forward on this one. Naz goes in for a clear, but isn't able to take it off Turtle, the strongest shell in the league right now. Continuing to clear people out by Fallen Justice. Flacco tries to get a little bump out there, but just misses. Didn't have the boost to pop it from him to the next.
Shot after shot coming in. Last 16 seconds of the game. Flacco sends it off to the side. John is there. Pass over to Chris into the corner. Flacco is there to receive it. Gets sent up high. Party Turtle putting that one up off the backboard. Looking for a backboard shot. Nazhole able to clear it. Fallen Justice going to rotate back. Party Turtle still trying to keep that pressure on Chris. Popping it up high. Flacco is there. Pre-jumping. Hits that ball up off the ceiling. Shot on net. It hits the ground. We are in overtime. Rainey?
We are in overtime indeed. 1-1, a fresh clock up on the board. Just looking at the standings, like I kind of mentioned, Flacco just nearly getting one out there. Naz and Flacco, they are the only ones with shots on their team and are kind of making it more of a ones perspective, it seems like, for either side. And I wonder even if that could be some kind of troubling feature, but one just found its way in. Two defenders just, their canes weren't able to get them out there and they struggled to move over.
Oh, and that just hurts. Just a mistouch, thumb off by millimeters on the controller. Golden Goals able to take number one. Blanche, my leading lady, right there out in front with the MVP by quite a long shot. 2 goals, 3 shots on net coming in from Naz. Absolutely dominant first game, but we were talking either siege or either a race, and I don't think this was either. Like, what was this first game?
It seemed like a game of tug-of-war, in my opinion, and anytime one started to give a little bit, the other team was able to pull back just a hair more and keep it in line. But I've said it in the past, and it's contradicting what I said now. Typically, these teams in League, what they have to do and what they have done, their Tier 1 players usually hang back a little bit, kind of into a strong third-man position. And in this case, both of our Tier 1s were front and center, and the tier 2, 3, and 4 players were able to hang back from a defensive perspective, or at least positional perspective, and were able to hold possession of the ball enough until they were able to hand it back over to Naz or Flacco. So if anything is going to have to change for either sides in play style to keep the other off the leg from the other team, they might have to switch up their player base, or if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and keep pressing forward.
Well, I think Flock of Scarabs has woken up. They were comfortable in match number 1, and I think they are coming out ready to rumble. And I want to see a reversal of that. I want to see an offensive powerhouse coming out from this Flock as they take to the air in game number 2.
Yeah, game number 2. We're going to shout out the ref, tell him to make a calling on the field, and have our players join us once again. It was very, very, very close, and I still don't think that Flock of Scarabs is out of the running necessarily. I think they just need to tweak a couple things, but it seems like both teams were able to get a really good feel for the other and see what they were made of and what they're capable of doing.
Back and forth, doing that tug-of-war. Party Turtle trying to rest that one up over the net. Fallen sees it, doesn't get there quite in time. Flacco going to rotate back. John looking to convert. Flacco keeping that ball in play. Back past the Fallen Justice. Going to try to work it around, but John still raining down the shots as looks like Flock of Scarabs trying to convert. Bring this one back downfield, and they do. Flacco not able to get that second touch. Leaving it open to Nazhole, and this is, Rainey, I mean, you're right, this is tug-of-war. They're just going back and forth.
Yeah, it's been pretty balanced as far as the skill level and the players on the field right now, and like I said, I don't think anything is open, closed, or shut, but John is dead by Mr. Flacco. That is confirmed. And anything could still happen moving forward here, but it's just going to see who takes the first goal in this series, or in this game 2 of our best of 5 series, and if any changes are going to come out for either side as far as their play style goes. But Flacco is going to continue his play style, keep pressing forward and leading his team. Tries to fake, maybe go in for a demo, but wasn't able to get that. Fallen gets a decent 50, able to pass it back to Party Turtle and keep possession back with Flock of Scarabs. John goes up for a fake little play there, getting it back to Fallen, getting a pop there in the corner and stealing boost. Gonna make Golden Goals struggle and hurt a little bit there. They need to get out of this situation if they're gonna make a good play.
Flacco really turning up the speed in game 2. Gone is the comfort from game number 1, and Flacco is just burning it up. Love to see the opportunities that Flacco is trying to create, not able to capitalize on. Fallen and Party just staying maybe a little bit too far back, not wanting to press that advantage. But we're 2 minutes in already, and Flacco, in my opinion, from the Golden Goals, is the one to watch for those opportunities, for those assists, making that opening for Party and for Fallen.
Yeah, and Flacco definitely is that person, but I'm really hoping to see some of the other players kind of put some footing and make an announcement for their team here. Fallen has been training a lot, and if anything, I would call him more of a sleeper because when he's hot, he is going and is able to place up an MVP status even for his team. And I think some of the second and third members that are kind of on both sides need to press forward just a little bit more, be a bit more aggressive, and be smart on those 50s and positions as well.
Scarabs still trying to figure out a way through the golden goals in the blue, their defense. Positioning from the golden goals has been pretty much without error this entire game. Their spacing is outstanding. They've always got someone covering the net. They're never getting caught out overextended. And this is turning into a game of mistakes to figure out who's going to do that overextension, who's going to get that missed touch at a critical moment and leave an opening that can be exploited by that other team. 1:39 left in this game. Shots coming up on net. And just as I said that, golden goals, nobody's home. Shot coming in from Party Turtle, dunking that one all the way back off a demo from Flacco. What played?
Yeah, Fallen, he was able to get a good back pass off the back wall over to Party Turtle, and I think they were listening to me because those second and third kind of tier team members came to life and were able to make a play and maybe caught the golden goals off guard just a little bit, but now we're in a position where there's one goal on the scoreboard right now and we're losing time quicker than we can count it. And so it puts you in a little bit of a stressful situation when you get scored on so late in the game with no points on the board. And now golden goals, they're going to have to switch gears really quickly and keep pushing forward. Naz able to listen to me a little bit, get a press out there, and John able to center it up, but Chris wasn't able to catch up to it just enough. Naz not getting the best backboard clear, but lucky for him, his teammates were in there and ready to rescue and help him.
Golden goals looking a little bit desperate, a little bit thirsty for this equalizer. It makes sense. 45 seconds left in this game, wanting to see that happen, but starting to see they're burning an awful lot of fuel, trying to get somewhere really quick, and I'm not seeing a lot of smart plays. I'm not seeing them leveraging their teammates. Nashole trying to put one on just a little bit wide. John kicking that one up high. Chris is down below ready to receive it. Party Turtle sends that one down. 20 seconds left. Nashole puts it on up off the sidebar. Sidebar for that net coming in as player number 4 for Flock of Scarabs. Chris able to punch this one up. Party Turtle just gets a little skin off it. 10 seconds, Rainey. What are we going to do here in this last bit? Nashole looking with that approach. Gets it up and over, but no. Sent away. John gets another 50 in the air. The ball is up. It's going to drop. Nashole gets the final touch. But that is it in Flock of Scarabs, taking game number 2.
Yeah, I know Naz really wanted it there, but if he had just been looking down below, Chris was there underneath, potentially ready to catch. And also, welcome Godspeed Esports to our league. We're in the semifinals right now of our second Friday match with Flock of Scarabs versus Golden Gulls. Is an equalizer. They're 1-1 now, and Flock of Scarabs put up a really good fight and was able to make a comeback. But kind of looking at the score, tell me a little bit. It looks kind of the same from last series, a high scoring, but for Party Turtle, instead of Flacco, able to MVP for his team.
Yeah, and this must have been a really frustrating game for Nashole. I mean, Naz was all over the field, doing everything that they could to shut down Flacco's sudden speed buff. Like, I don't know where that came from. Did somebody give Flacco a pay-to-win car? Like, what happened there? It was incredible. But Nashole, despite being everywhere all at once on the field, 3 shots on net, 0 to take home. That just must be a super frustrating game, specifically after game number 1 when Naz was just outstanding in fine form.
Yeah, just Naz wasn't able to find the net and instead was finding the post and the crossbar every single time, and it was a painful shot. here and here out on all three, because the effort was there and the aggression was there for his team, because if anything, they really needed that. But I think what stumped them the most was they didn't switch gears quick enough, and it needed to happen sooner rather than later. So maybe now they've learned from those mistakes. They're going to be able to change a little bit, maybe push out defensively just a bit more. But we are now going to go into game 3 of our best of 5 series. Currently, both teams, Golden Goals and Flock of Scarabs, have 1 win on the board. And it has been a tight match, only by 1 goal win on both series and on both games thus far.
So we're about to go down to the field, Rainey, but I gotta believe this game number 3 is when Flock of Scarabs is gonna pull ahead. You know that Naz has my heart. He's the Blanche in the Golden Goals, but I think game number 3, Flock of Scarabs is gonna pull ahead here, and that momentum. This is my prediction, and I could be wrong, but we all know that I'm not wrong. Like, I'm the rightest guy.
Oh.
That this is gonna be it, and that momentum is gonna carry him through the rest of the season. Rest of the series. Rainey?
Well, I was 100% right from the first series, and my team took it all the way with a 3-0 sweep, so I'm not trusting your judgment just yet.
Well,
and I think Mr. Naz here for Golden Goals is going to take it home, is going to summon those beautiful ladies on this field, and their spirits are going to be with them and taking them to the winner's circle eventually. It may not happen this game, but they have time. They have the time.
Here's the thing. all last game, you were like, "Oh, they must be listening to me. They must." You're taking credit for their playing. So yes, you were corrupt. Your integrity is no longer intact, and therefore, I think I'm going to be right on this. Oh, Party Turtle getting credit for a goal off an unfortunate own goal. Wrong place, wrong time. But 8 seconds in, and Flock of Scarabs already on the board.
Yeah, that was going to be a tough one, and potentially Golden Goals or Naz saved Flock of Scarabs from losing that goal, because that could have absolutely, with that speed, jetted out off the post and put them in a really tough position here. But only 15 seconds off the clock, anything can happen. But this is the first goal that has been scored within the first 3 minutes of the game. Finally, we have some aggression happening on both sides of the field. A good fake for Golden Goals. Naz looking like he was going to go in for that shot, but Chris able to push out and push forward there. But we have a long shot heater, but too much heat, too many steroids, not enough Viagra, and they weren't able to get that one.
One of my favorite things about Party Turtle is the momentum that he gets on shot after shot after shot. Really, really big clears can be the thing that wins a game, and Party Turtle has, like, I don't know, a Dungeons & Dragons bag of holding. He just has so many of those big, heavy shots and those big, heavy clears, and I can't state the value of that enough on that team. Flock of Scarabs able to ride that all the way. Both goals coming in from Party Turtle. This is the turtle that just doesn't quit. He just keeps on going. The Energizer turtle. That's a thing, right?
The Energizer turtle. Yes, it is a thing. 100%. I can confirm.
Oh, thank God.
And, but I definitely see a change of pace for Flock of Scarabs. Maybe not for the speed, but for where their players are going here, because Flocko has summoned his trap card and has put a mysterious turtle on the field and is making these strong plays that they needed. And it's now 2-0 for them, and nothing to receive back from Golden Goals. Naz might need to share the ropes and the leads a little bit and keep on defense as he was before, because he was not there quick enough for anyone to receive that monster of a shot.
Oh, yeah, Chris being the last player back, net pretty much wide open at this point. Not as dirty a goal as we saw in the last series with the demos, but I like what I'm seeing. Both teams bring on, let's see some more demo goals. They're literally my favorite way to score. 3-0 now in favor of Flock of Scarabs, and I don't see any sign of this momentum letting up.
Yeah, the demo goals, they are absolutely nasty. If I had to say kind of my favorite player shot on a goal would definitely be the air dribble bump. If it is done properly and well, it's like, mwah, chef's kiss. It cannot get better than that. And it is just the absolute screw you to a play. So if I see that tonight, all bets are off. Whoever did it, they're winning.
Just shy of halftime, Party Turtle sends that one wide, pass over to Flacco. A lot of the golden goals in the way there. Nassel taking that one back, looking to pick up boost. No, looking to keep the ball in play. Back pass now. Chris has an opportunity, sends it off to the side. Just now past halftime, and golden goals still goalless, still scoreless here in game number 3. Running out of time to put together a credible counter-attack. Keep themselves in this series, Rainey.
Yeah, they're going to have to try and come back out a little bit here. Nassel getting a good shot on there, but Fallen able to take that opportunity away from the golden goals. John able to push forward, but right back into the hands of Flacco. And boom, there she is. A little bit of post, a little bit of crossbar. That's all you need. And what do you got? Flacco Scarabs' their fourth goal in this third game of best of 5.
So is which one of the golden goals is your Betty White? This is important.
This is important. And this is
Is it John? Is it Chris?
If I had to say, I love John. John's a very sweet man and is just an all-around great personality. And if I think of who is a great personality and Miss Congeniality, it is John.
But I didn't hear you say that's your Betty White.
Well, that is my Betty White, is John, because I think Betty White is just Miss Congeniality and the best personality, and John covers both of those plus some.
Nashole able to pick up the first goal for the Golden Goals here in game number 3. Minute 20 left. There's still time. Nice touch though, notching it over Fallen Justice. Just taking the easy lane back. Looks didn't look too stressed about that one, and drops it right in the back of the net. There is still time. Kickoff now. Flacco off to the side, hands it back to Party Turtle. Nice big clear up, met by Nashole, cleared into the corner. Naz gonna try to follow that one. 50 leaves a loose ball overhead. Flacco wide open and full of twirly juice, dunks that one in the bottom of the net. Easy peasy.
Now, does Twirly Juice go in the same place on their car as the blinker fluid? Because that is what I've been told before.
No, it's sort of by the cooling system for your mirrors. You must not be a car person.
No.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah. No worries.
But you sound like an absolute expert, and I'm so glad to have your
Well,
help.
I've seen probably 3 or 4
that.
cars. Yeah, you're welcome. Happy to help.
Thank you. But back to the game here.
Yeah.
After those mechanic jokes and expertise you all heard, please, if you have any questions about your car, you know how to contact us. And Flacco is going to do some more damage, and looks like Golden Goals, they're going to need some repairs in the shop because he is not going to let go, and he is looking to book 3 tickets straight to Brazil right now. And with 37 seconds left on the clock, that is absolutely possible.
Yeah, you know, Flacco's got 5 shots on net. 3 of those 6 goals coming in from him, but this isn't the Flacco show. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities getting created, and Flacco is capitalizing on stuff coming in from the team. But this is just like a play date for them at this point. They're triple committing with literally 0 fear, and makes sense. 10 seconds left in this game, and I would say this one's in the bag. But to see that much playfulness coming out of Flacco Scarabs, I did not expect this in game number 3.
Yeah, a lot of things have definitely changed for both sides of the field, and Naz is going to try and keep it up, maybe get one more goal, but unfortunately, touchdown and another W for Flock of Scarabs now in this best of 5 series, 2-1. And gosh, what a difference. Looking at this scoreboard, Flacco, Party, and Fallen. Now that gap is closed a little bit. 12 shots on net to 4 on the Golden Goals. And Party Turtle and Fallen came back and were able to just be so much stronger, and they seem to play more as a team now instead of looking at Golden Goals, kind of seeing Naz leading by a strong almost 600 points and kind of leaving John and Chris in the dust with 170 and only 72 points.
Wow. Yeah, that what can Golden Goals do to close this gap? I mean, let's say we take game 3. And we're just going to set that one aside, right? That we're going to say that was a one-off. They've got another opportunity coming up in just a few seconds. What can Golden Goals do to close that? I mean, how do you even start with this sort of carelessness and carefree attitude that Golden Goals were playing with there at the very end?
I won't say that it was careless, but more desperate. And what we saw in the first 2 games was very equal play style. You had your strong tier 1 against another strong tier 1, and then your other 2 kind of hanging out in the back and just trying to defend or trying to just hold on to the ball to hand it back over to Naz or Flacco. And flock of Scarabs have now kind of realized, like, oh my god, we can all be tier 1 and we can all play and pass it to each other, and goals are going to go in the net. And they saw that and they witnessed it for themselves and maybe made an example for Golden Goals, because if anything, that's what's going to happen. Because beforehand, Naz was able to take on 1 player. On game 3, he had to take on 3 players because they were all involved and all very, very forward and very aggressive. So if anything, the other 2 from Golden Goals, they're going to have to push forward. Naz needs to push back a little bit, pull back from the play and not be so forward, and get back to where they were.
So one thing that I have come to appreciate about Naz's style of playing, because I am going to talk about Golden Goals here for a little bit. I don't think Naz plays a specific car. I think Naz plays the hitbox. Every surface of that block, Naz knows incredibly well. So that's one of those players that when you watch them play, it's just like, I start to wince. I'm like, how is he that accurate, that consistently every single game after game as they go? And I'm wondering, is there, is there a ping issue? Is there maybe something that came up and just hasn't sunk into the game yet? Because Naz typically has like a clinical precision with the surface area of that ball. And I didn't see that last game. And I'm wondering, do we get that? Does that get to come back? That accuracy, that clinical precision from Naz on that team?
I don't think that there was so many, but we're going to continue talking about this right after a couple messages. We are going to go to a short commercial break, so please stick around and hang with us, and you'll get to see our beautiful faces once again.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Juliet, you got a great pair of legs.
You are about to enter a world where the unexpected.
Many dangers exist on Arrakis.
Save 25% on all jeans. Now at Montgomery Ward.
That's always big. Nothing beats a great pair of legs.
The man.
I will kill him!
KL Records presents an 80s masterpiece. Big G makes the heart go.
They just think it was only 3 games.
I'm so lost without you. I know you were right. Believing for so long, I'm all out of love. What am I without you? I can't be too late to say that I was so wrong.
His greatest hits, like.
Are we staying in the same lobby? 789.
His big hit.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you.
These and many more made Big G a superstar in the world of music. Who could forget its #1 bromance hit with Trick?
This love I have inside, and I'll give it all to you.
a heart go "Bah!" at a store near you.
Unity and burgers so nice. Reunity and tacos so nice.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the midst of our second match of the evening. This is the Golden Goals versus the Flock of Scarabs. We have just completed a very, very intense game 3. The series is now 2-1 in the favor of Flock of Scarabs. And we're going to go down to the field in a moment. But first, I do want to remind you, we have a second Black Market skin giveaway in the picture. You can see over my shoulder right now is the Magma skin. If you are a member of the Discord server, you can participate. So make sure to head on over to the Rocket League Old Farts Discord to become a member and get your ticket validated when you type in hashtag BMSkin space your Discord handle into the Twitch chat. We will be doing the giveaway a little later this evening with some other fun follow-ups, but I think we're ready to head back to the field, so I'm going to hand it off to my casting team, Rainey and Bit. It's been a wild ride so far. We've had some interesting goals, some really classy goals, to be quite honest, and a little bit of a blowout there in the last game. Let's get a 5-second prediction from each of you and then take us the rest of the way home.
Sure. You said we've seen some interesting goals. I think you said we've seen some classy goals. What we haven't seen are some golden goals. And I think that's what we're going to see in this game. We're going to see 5 golden goals. Bam, 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 bam. I think that was 5 in the back of the net.
That was 5, and good job. And and I'm gonna agree with you there too. I think maybe this little intermission, this break, could have helped them out. Maybe discuss some things, and I'm hoping Golden Goals is gonna take it back, tie it up. Just from Twitch chat alone, I just saw Rumblefish is sending his love for his team Golden Goals and wishes he could be there for them. But I know Rumblefish, you were there in spirit, and they're going to do this. They're going to put some pressure back on. All 3 are going to come back a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, and hopefully are going to take something back, because Flock of Scarabs seems like they have gotten it together in Game 3 and made a very impressive comeback, if anything, in their play style, and all 3 have been playing very, very strong. But now, going back down to the field, sorry for that interruption that we had just a moment earlier, but we are now going into Game 4 of our best of 5 series now. Golden Goals, they are down by 1 here, and they're going to have to win this game if they want to go into the 5th and final for this for our second series of our Fridays League.
Eyes on John and Chris from the Golden Goals, wanting to see them start to support Naz on that upper end. But no support is needed. Naz able to just walk that one in. It's another day at the office for this guy. Just going up, using that boost incredibly. Oh, like 8 boosts. And then dunk in the middle of the net. What happened to Flock of Scarabs?
I don't know. They were sleeping just a little bit, maybe taking too long of a nap there in our intermission, and Naz looks stronger than ever and is trying to cover for his team and get something pushed out there for him, but takes the shot, but is cleared downfield. John struggling to try and get a hold of this, but Chris gonna press forward for Golden Goals, keep going on and try and keep that momentum that Naz has established, and John having his first goal now of this series.
Oh my. That was breathtaking. John sends this one over. Fallen can't quite get there in time. That was dirtier than a shared yoga mat at a minimum security prison for people who do not wash their hands after going to the bathroom, Rainey. Amazing.
And that's how COVID started. But John absolutely emulating Betty White there, and Rumblefish just seems to be there in spirit now, and finally it is showing a glimmer of hope for Golden Goals to remain in this series and go into a Game 5, but we're not even drained a minute off the clock yet. Time is moving slower than ever now than it was before in the first and second game, and what they need to, John and and Chris, they're going to have to keep this momentum and keep pressing forward and be that support for Naz.
Interesting to watch the interplay between John and Chris coming in. Naz, of course, I swear that man has 2 cars right now. He may be playing on split screen. He's got one controller under the desk on his feet. He is just all over the place. Chris staying in the back, looking a little less sure of themselves. And then John able to be there, get in with some supporting shots as Scarabs, block of Scarabs, just trying to find a way through, trying to hang on to that ball for more than a few seconds at a time. Naz in their face over and over again. This one time, John taking a shot on net. Scarabs trying to get the clear, but they cannot. 3-0 lead, and this is starting to look like a runaway game, right?
Yeah, John was just... He's wanting that MVP slot, and he's tired of us talking about Naz because he is trying to take his seat up there and make something of his team. And from what I've heard from Mikey in chat, the John bomb has launched, landed, and destroyed right now, and Golden Goals are showing absolute no mercy on the field for Game 4 as of right now, not even letting Flock of Scarabs put one on the board just yet.
You think that was impressive? This isn't even John's final form. He's still got a couple of evolutions left. Fallen, kicking it up, looking for a pass to Party Turtle, who hangs back. Those big clears we saw earlier, nowhere to be seen. Naz, just a gentle notch forward, over into Fallen's hands. Naz going to rotate back. John looking to press that advantage, hands it off to Naz, over off to the side. Flacco trying to not get the defense, going for that corner boost. Chris turning the screws, pressure coming in from the Golden Goals as they're looking to press and get goal number 4.
Yeah, John, he has definitely gotten his 5th card of the Exodia, the Forbidden one, and is absolutely unstoppable now at this moment. And it's just absolute. It seems like being so unstoppable, but is stoppable by one player on Flock of Scarabs, and it is the Mighty Turtle. And it seems like there may be a weakness there, but it seems like Golden Goals have been able to stay really calm and collected during this push that Flock of Scarabs are trying to put on them right now. But John able to get a good touch, keep it out of reach, but not enough for Flacco to swoop in at the last moment.
Misplayed, I think, by John. Naz had that one covered. Every shot, Naz, I mean, this is that accuracy I was talking about. Nazhole playing the hitbox, not the octane. That previous clear that popped it up and high, excellent placement, getting that out of the way, giving his teammates plenty of time to make that clear, and then the double commit, leading to that first goal coming in from Scarabs. See if they make that mistake again. We certainly can't fault them for just one so far in what has otherwise been just an offensive onslaught from the Golden Goals.
I couldn't have said it better myself, honestly. Golden Goals are putting something on the table to be talked about, and I'm seeing the struggle come out from Flock of Scarabs, and just those last little touches that are usually just a no-brainer for them, they're starting to miss, and that definitely comes with kind of like what I said earlier. When you're down and there's not a lot left on the clock and not enough time, you start playing a little bit differently and you start playing a little bit more erratically. So Flock of Scarabs, they're going to have to pull it together a little bit, get ahead of themselves, and try and get 2 more goals on if they want to open and close this and be done.
A lot of these touches I see from the Scarabs, they're just flinging them out there, hoping to get inched a little bit further down. And what I see from the Golden Goals, not giving Scarabs any chance to make a decision, not giving them any time to think, just in their face over and over again. So when they do hit, they're just throwing the ball away. I mean, an absolutely... what was this? Flacco.
Yeah, demo center field, Party Turtle using Flacco, I think, as a ramp. And a nice little touchdown there as well. Nice team play. Opportunity arising for Flock of Scarabs now. There is only 24 seconds left on the clock, but plenty of time for one more. Chris, though, tries to pitch one out, get one more in that insurance for Golden Goals, but insurance denied. Medicaid is not there for us, or Medicare, And a nice little sweep out there. Flacco able to pass it back out, though, to Party Turtle. Naz needs to try and keep possession, going in for the ground pinch. And an own goal by our one and only. I won't even call it an own goal. He was trying to swipe it away from him.
He was.
It was a beautiful and a very good last-second play to try and keep them out. But ladies and gentlemen, Golden Goals taking it back, taking presence back on the field. We are now 2-2 going into Game 5 of this best series, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy Golden Goals were able to make a comeback, and we were right. We were both right.
Yeah, well, so I think I was righter, and I think I'm pretty sure we bet $20 on it, so you owe me $20. We don't need to roll it back and check the VOD. I'm just pretty sure that's what happened. So I'll get you my
your
Venmo.
20 fart coins in the mail, and in the predictions you can receive my fart coins, and they're very valuable. They hold a lot of value and can
Okay, wait. So
I don't know what they can buy you, but they can buy you status. Yeah, they can buy you status. And
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you on the fart coins. I would rather have NFTs at this point, frankly.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what that is because I'm old. So.
So predictions. We've got one more game, right? This is 2-2 at this point. We're going to this is best of 5. Am I current?
Yes, you're correct in that, and yep, we're at a dead even stalemate for both teams.
Okay, so we saw a super uneven Game 3. We saw a pretty offensive powerhouse in Game number 4 from Scarabs. What are we going to see? Or sorry, from Golden Goals. What are we going to see in Game number 5?
I think Golden Goals have found their footing and is now going to throw Flock of Scarabs through a loop a little bit, because Flock of Scarabs seem to have been able to change up their playstyle in Game 3, but Golden Goals were able to come back and switch it up on them once again. So I'm going to keep the momentum and keep it with Golden Goals, just because now it seems like all the rest of the players have woken up a little bit and are being a strong force on the field. The trap card has been played, and it is now to take it home and take it with a win.
Yeah. I think Loomis is right. I think we're going to go to overtime. I think some of the early predictions where we were talking about a race, like a runaway, very high-scoring game, I think it's led up to this moment. Both of these teams want to go to finals. That's what is on the table here. And it's been back and forth. And this is the question, this final game. And I don't think it's going to be 5 minutes. I think we're looking at 2 minutes of overtime. So I cannot wait to get down to the field and find out which one of these two teams is going on to finals, Rainey.
Well, players are approaching. They're parked and ready on the field and ready to see that win. And good luck to both of y'all, Golden Goals and Flock of Scarabs. Here we go now into Game 5. John coming out the gate strong, winning this kickoff and able to get a great pass over to Naz and a double commit coming out from Flock of Scarabs. Just too worrisome to see that Naz is going in for that heater of a shot. Fallen going to try and keep it and take it forward with the possession, but unfortunately was not able to here. Chris a little bit backwards. John, though, able to take possession once again. Gets it through one. Demos, but is demoed, or no, he did demo. Fallen Justice in his way.
I am hoping to see more of that demo play, looking at these players be pushing up some daisies to create those opportunities. Shot coming in up off the crossbar. Getting that demo was Flacco, but not able to capitalize on it fully and get that one in the back of the net. Fallen takes a shot at it, sent away by Naz. Chris in the corner. Flacco there, puts it up off the crossbar. Opportunity for Fallen. Two players coming in from Golden Goals to clear that one out. Hand off to Chris, who has it wide open to the right hand of the field. No one there except Party Turtle. Looking to bring that one on down. Hand off to Flacco. John is there. 50, 50 after 50 coming in from both of these teams. A minute into play, and nobody has budged. That scoreline still 0-0.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like Game 1 and Game 2 once again. Kind of at a stalemate. Nothing on the board just of yet. And it seems like Flock of Scarabs, they're there, and they're making those presses, but they're not accurate enough, or they're just too strong. Flacco has been up and has made 2 shots on net, and even though I don't think it was 2, I think I've seen 3 or 4, it may have just not counted them, but they've just been a hair too strong, and he's been hitting it off the backboard just like he's hitting his teammate Fallen out of the air as of right now. But Naz seeing an opportunity, going in for the slice, but is taken away.
Yeah. Oh,
Naz got spawn demoed.
You know,
yeah, just hearing that from production.
I think Flocka Scarabs trying to slow down the pace of play. Ooh, miracle save coming in from Flacco. I mean, anytime they get the ball, they're trying to hang on, trying to maintain that possession. They can't stop the John Bomb coming in, getting first goal just shy of halftime. Nice pop-up, nice follow, able to get around both Flacco and Party Turtle. Center squared.
Now center squared indeed, and John has been our butterfly that has finally grown from a caterpillar and is, my goodness,
so close.
has just bloomed for golden goals, but seems like talking to me now, Fallen Justice just said no and took it right over John, and unfortunately Chris just wasn't able to catch enough of that ball and make that save. But we are now at an equalizer halfway down the field and halfway through the net. Mr. John,
what's happening?
Gonna try and make up for it.
Oh my stars. Oh yeah, just lucky, threading the needle right through there. That was a lucky kickoff, but you know what? Golden Goals is gonna take those.
Definitely so. Golden Goals takes those all week. Doesn't matter if it's an own goal or if it's one for their own teammates. A goal is a goal, and who cares as long as it's in the opposing team's net. But Naz gets a good flick over one of the defenders, makes a shot on net. It might be a bit strong though, right off the backboard, but was able to get the corner boost and tried to keep going. But John, our beautiful butterfly, tries to press forward, gets it center field out. Once again from Chris to John, getting a good passing play. It seems like some synchrony and some rhythm now happening between these two players on Golden Goals, and is making a massive difference for them.
Where is Party Turtle in this game? Where are those big, beautiful clears that he is so well known for? Able to get that ball all the way over into the opponent's half. I'm not seeing that. I see an opportunity on net, and Chris gonna take that one away. Oh, that has got to hurt if you're Party Turtle. I mean, you can taste that goal.
What a save by Chris. Rumblefish, you cannot be more proud, I am sure, because I was biting my nails a little bit thinking that that was an absolute given and Flacco was going to take that one. But Fallen is going to try and take some players off the field and get some stress off for them. But Party Turtle, we've been talking about it. He tried to muscle it in, but he couldn't. He needs to come out of that shell and try and press forward a bit more. But Fallen is going to keep trying to press more and goes in with the flick. But Chris trying to keep possession of it. But now we're kind of having a tennis match. It's going back and forth just a bit here. But no one has been able to make a good connection and get all the way over. Ooh, uh-oh.
Oh my, Fallen Justice in the right place at the right time, able to get that one. What is this game, Rainey? It is the desperation and the thirst for that goal on the field is unreal.
Flock of Scarabs are not ready to go home and have made a comeback now, equalizing it 2-2, a fresh start, and we are now 45 seconds left on the clock. Fallen gonna try and press one out there. A good pass to Flacco. Tries to go for the double, but not able to make that connection. Golden Goals, they're getting a little bit more aggressive here, trying to get those bumps in. But John, a great pass to Chris, but he just wasn't able to keep hold of it. Oh, goodness gracious. Golden Goals, they're kind of flailing a little bit now. Flacco being very patient in this panic. And Fallen taking one in, pushing them over the edge now.
That's the one that goes in. So much scrambling, so little boost in front of the net, so little momentum. Everybody just, I mean, I swear they rolled down their windows and reached out to try to keep that ball out of the net. And then finally able to get a little bit of a boost, and that's the goal that goes in. Okay, 20 seconds left. Golden Goals need an answer, and they need it now. Naz up in the air, looking to get the pass off the sidewall. Does. John is there, gets blocked by Party Turtle. Not a big clear, but able to save them from the danger zone now. Naz looking to fake. No, sends that one off to John. Pops it up high. Naz in the corner. Chris is there. Chris sends it back. Not the pinch that they were looking for. Up off the sidewall. Ball is in the air, but the clock is at 0. Shot coming in on net. Party Turtle, and no. Flock of Scarabs are gonna take it in game number 5, Rainey.
Fallen coming in as the MVP for Flock of Scarabs, and it looks like Flock of Scarabs, they made that change. Like, again, they've made 2 changes in play styles and very equal footing now. And Fallen coming up with 3 goals, a hat trick for Flock of Scarabs. Just absolutely, I'm sure, making Flocko and Party Turtle very proud coming back from this, and was able to get really good placement on that last goal for him. But congratulations in this best of 5 series. Very stressful golden goals. You put up a great fight, and John, Naz, Chris, I know Rumblefish was just absolutely so proud and was so sorry he couldn't be there.
Yeah, I do I have some vacation time, because that was just that was emotionally difficult. I might need some leave just to get through this one.
Just a medical leave there, but you're gonna have to bring it by Riff Raff, because he's the only one that approves PTO for us, and we'll hear your we'll hear if you'll get that vacation or not.
Everyone is denied for everything. Get back in your cage.
Classic Riff.
I gotta say, guys, what a series. That was back and forth from the get-go. We had a TV timeout. We had a total turnaround from it was a 3-0 win in game 3 for the Flock of Scarabs to a dominant performance by the Golden Goals in game 4, bringing it to game 5. And this game was anybody's for most of it. Unbelievable back and forth. I just want to get your final thoughts on this. Rainey, what's your biggest takeaway from this series?
I mean, my biggest takeaway was probably something that I mentioned back in game 1 and 2. You can't have your tier 1 only going out there and trying to make it a ones game. We're playing as a team here, and it's a 3v3, and it seems like they both caught wind of that finally in game 3 and 4, and were able to make a difference and have the rest of the teammates get involved. Even though you think you can carry a bit more and try and muster your teammates on your shoulders, it wears down on you, and it definitely wear down on Naz in in game 3, when Flocko and the rest of his team were able to get that unison back together and that chemistry.
Very true, very true. So we'll see if they can bring that chemistry into the finals. Bitpost, your final takeaway from this match?
You know, the first series, I was making the call that it was going to be about challenges, and that it was really going to be about getting good early successful challenges to get that pressure. And you know, I was kind of thinking that we might see some of that in series 2 as well, but it wasn't. I was wrong. This was entirely about map control, and this was about spacing and making sure that you've got the players in the right spot and they've got the game sense to be in the right place at the right time to find that way in. And we saw some adjustments in the series that ended up taking it all the way to game number 5. But it really did come down to which team had more map control, had more of the field covered consistently, and able to get those touches, able to get those clears. And that's what I think took it.
Very true. Well, boy, oh boy, what a series. I want to thank the both of you for being here for this very intense best of 5 matchup. The semifinals are in the books for the Friday night division. Don't go away. We have more to cover, but wow, thank you guys for the long cast, for a wonderful job from each of you. Moving right along, after we've seen our 2 finalists, the Sexual Wheelin number 3 seed overcoming Brakefast Club number 2, and Flock of Scarabs number 4 overcoming the top seeded Golden Goals. They will be in the finals. The finals are coming up on Sunday, August 21st. Get ready, mark your calendar. It is going to be a wild one. We're going to have the conference finals of both the Friday and the Sunday divisions played back-to-back on stream, followed by the grand finals, the whole shebang, the bag of marbles, the kit and caboodle. It's going to be all of the money on the table. And Who will take it? You will have to watch to find out. But before that happens, we have Worlds coming up in Dallas. We hope to see you there. We have about 50 people going from the Discord server, more or less. We are going to be hanging out. We're going to be cheering loudly. We're going to be making old fools of ourselves. So we hope to see you there. If you're not already a member of the community, come hang out with us, meet a lot of the members. If you are, come meet members for the first time. We would love to have you. There's all the information you need in the Discord server for that. But now on to the final part of our evening stream tonight, the last giveaway. Let's get that back up on screen. We have the Magma Black Market skin, again, provided to us by Devil's Ghost. Thank you very much for your contribution to the streams this season. We will be giving this away momentarily, but last chance for anyone to get in. If you're not already, you have to be a member of the Discord. You have to type hashtag Black Markets or BM Skin, space, your Discord name and handle. Make sure you get all that information in, or you will be disqualified from the drawing. If you are a Twitch subscriber, you get 2 entries. So make sure you are subscribed before you submit. I'm going to give everybody a last chance to throw their entries in. 3, 2, 1, go. But it is time to make the drawing. And Chris King Lara, Chris, one of our competitors from tonight's competition, is walking away with the Magma skin. So Chris, thank you very much for putting your name in the hat. You are the lucky winner of the Magma skin. And to everyone else, thank you for participating in the giveaway. Don't be afraid. There is more to come on giveaways. You're definitely going to want to watch the final stream on August 21st. We have a bunch to send your way. You will have plenty of chances. But with that, we come to the end of our broadcast evening for tonight. From everyone here at the Old Farts News Network, we really appreciate you joining us for the rest of this stream for the semifinal play of the Friday night division. My name is Riff Raff. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you again soon.